Hi friends, I hope you all are doing great. It's me, Nikki here, and I'm so excited to take you on the journey of organizing the pantry of one of my teammates. And we're going to go in, we're going to reset her pantry, and we're going to definitely use our Cricut Joy because it's a great tool to use when you're organizing your home. And friends, guess what? You now can buy it in the Container Store. That is so awesome. One-stop shop. So let's get started. Okay, so let's take a look at the before of the pantry. This is a busy family of 5, mom and dad, 2 school-age kids, and a toddler. And they really want this pantry to function in a few ways. One, they want a place to store their appliances, those everyday essentials for family dinners, and then mostly for the snacks. A place where the kids can easily come, grab their snacks for school or for home, and then they can easily put things back. So we want to basically get everything out, get it sorted, categorized, and then rebuild this space. So let's get started. So now that everything is removed from the pantry, it's time to give it a quick wipe down. We did have 2 shelves removed, and that's for the purpose. They have a stool that slides in that space there, so that is why that has been removed. But now it's about creating those categories so that they have a place for everything. And I'm going to use these Container Store bins, which are great because they're stackable. They're great for those onions and potatoes, for all kinds of things, canned goods and snacks. You can use them in so many ways, and they have the built-in labeling, which is always a good thing, and that's where that Cricut Joy is going to come in handy. And so I'm also going to use baskets and use the Container Store clip-on labels also to really help be able to use the Cricut Joy to label those spaces. So what I like to do next is I like to take all of the organizational tools and put them back in the pantry so that I can make sure that the arrangement works. I'm making sure that there's this place for all of the appliances. I'm making sure that everything has a home, and I'm trying to limit the amount of shelf space that is just open, which allows the family to just kind of chuck things onto the shelf. So now that we have our arrangement, it's time for the MVP to step in, the Cricut Joy. This is such a simple and must-have tool for your home when it comes to labeling and organizing that space. And friends, there is absolutely nothing intimidating about the Cricut Joy. It doesn't even have buttons on it, so you don't have to worry about trying to figure all of that out. It is really just so simple to use. And of course, what I love, we can use our smart material with it. And so that is just kind of like a selling point for me. And so for this project, I am going to use the white vinyl so that the labeling is in white. And of course, we have our transfer paper. You simply go to the Cricut design space, which is so user-friendly. You're going to choose My Joy and give me my workspace, so that all I want to do is just simply add text of the labels that I want for the pantry, and I'm going to just make it easy. I'm just going to type all of the different categories that we have worked out that they need in their space. And the great thing, friends, is you can make it whatever size you want, the font design that you want. You know, all of our homes are different. We like different fonts. And so this is the great thing about it. You can make it simple, easy, but labeling is really essential with the pantry. And what I love about Design Space is it just walks you through. It's not anything that's difficult. It simply tells you your next step. It's just asking you questions of what you want to use. It's asking me what is the material that I'm using. It's asking me kind of what pressure that I want to use. And it's not anything that is something you have to figure out. It just walks you through, and you don't even have to load it. It's going to load once you hit that go on Design Space. The Cricut Joy just makes it happen. And so it's really just so user-friendly, so compact, and such a great tool to have around your home for all of that labeling. And friends, it's so key to label those essential places around our home so that it gives our family a guide to where to put and keep things, and it helps you easily reset your home. Okay, so now that my labels have been cut, it's time to remove the excess vinyl so that I'm only left with my labels. And then from that point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my transfer tape and I'm going to put it on top of my labels, the vinyl labels, because that's going to help me transfer the label from the sheet that it was cut on onto my bin, my basket, my container. And friends, I have to say, now that we have our labels done, we have our arrangement together, it's time for the fun part, creating the revamped pantry by putting things back in their categories. And so this is so easy to just basically put everything in place first before we actually put our labels on, because we want to make sure that the location is where we want everything to be before we lock it down with the labeling, because the labeling is going to seal the deal. And I'm also going to wash out the containers and get those filled. Containers make great tools in your pantry for snacks and things like that. Typically you think of a container for those dry goods, but they're great for those snacks also. And friends, I have to say, this was such a fun project to work on with my teammate, and she has such a beautiful home, such a beautiful family, and I feel blessed to be able to come in and help reset their pantry. And she actually was able to actually create the labels also and work on creating her own labels for her pantry. You know, as an organizer, I'm always encouraging, families and my clients to not only come in and have me reorganize their home, but actually to let me show them how to maintain and how to actually do the things that I do within their home, so that they're empowered to kind of keep it going after our visit. So friends, now the pantry really functions for the family. It went from just simple shelving that just had everything put on it to we implemented a system first. That's always key. And then to label that system is the next thing you want to do. And then of course your MVP, that Cricut Joy, to finish off your project, to maintain that order. And when you're picking up those bins and baskets in the Container Store, you now can get your Cricut Joy. I will put a link to the Cricut Joy down in the description box below. Have a beautiful day, my friends. I will see you at the next video. And this is Nikki saying goodbye.